Welcome to our video on how to remove the mental narrative. Do you ever feel like there's a constant chatter in your mind? Is your head filled with endless thoughts, worries, and internal dialogues that seem impossible to quiet? If so, you're not alone. Many people struggle with an overactive mental narrative that can significantly impact their daily lives and overall well-being. In this video, we'll explore what the mental narrative is, why it can be problematic, and most importantly, how you can learn to quiet it and find more peace in your life. Let's start by defining what we mean by the mental narrative. It's that internal voice in your head that's constantly commenting on your experiences, judging your actions, and creating stories about your past and future. This narrative is often so ingrained in our consciousness that we don't even realize it's there. It's like background noise that we've grown accustomed to, but it can have a profound effect on how we perceive the world and ourselves. The mental narrative affects our daily lives in numerous ways. It can influence our decision-making, shape our emotions, and color our interactions with others. For example, when faced with a challenge, your mental narrative might tell you that you're not capable of handling it, leading to self-doubt and hesitation. Or it might replay past mistakes, keeping you stuck in feelings of regret or shame. This constant internal commentary can be exhausting and often prevents us from fully experiencing the present moment. There are several signs that indicate an overactive mental narrative. One of the most common is overthinking. This is when your mind gets caught in a loop, analyzing situations from every angle and imagining various scenarios, often to the point of paralysis. Another sign is persistent self-doubt. If you frequently question your abilities or worth, it's likely that your mental narrative is feeding you negative messages. Dwelling on past events is another hallmark of an overactive mental narrative. This might manifest as replaying conversations in your head, imagining how things could have gone differently, or beating yourself up over past mistakes. Similarly, excessive worrying about the future is another sign. Your mind might constantly project worst-case scenarios or fret about things that may never happen. The impact of an overactive mental narrative on our well-being cannot be overstated. It's a major source of stress and anxiety. When your mind is constantly buzzing with thoughts and worries, it's difficult to relax and find peace. This mental chatter can also significantly decrease your ability to focus. If you're always lost in thought, it becomes challenging to concentrate on tasks at hand or engage fully in conversations. Perhaps most importantly, an overactive mental narrative reduces our enjoyment of the present moment. When we're caught up in our thoughts about the past or future, we miss out on the richness of our current experiences. Life passes us by as we're trapped in our heads, unable to fully appreciate the beauty and joy that surrounds us. To address this issue effectively, it's crucial to understand the source of our mental narrative. Much of it stems from our conditioning and past experiences. From a young age, we internalize messages from our family, society, and culture. These messages shape our beliefs about ourselves and the world, forming the foundation of our mental narrative. Societal influences play a significant role in shaping our internal dialogue. The media we consume, the education we receive, and the social norms we're exposed to all contribute to the stories we tell ourselves. For instance, societal standards of success or beauty can lead to a mental narrative that constantly compares us to others or tells us we're not good enough. Another important factor in the development of our mental narrative is habit formation. Over time, certain thought patterns become ingrained through repetition. If we habitually engage in negative self-talk or worry, these patterns become our default mode of thinking. Breaking these habits requires conscious effort and practice. The first step in removing the mental narrative is developing awareness. This means learning to recognize your thoughts as separate from yourself. It's about understanding that you are not your thoughts, but rather the observer of your thoughts. This distinction is crucial because it allows you to create space between yourself and your mental chatter. Observing your thoughts without judgment is a key skill in this process. Instead of getting caught up in the content of your thoughts or trying to push them away, simply notice them as they arise. This practice of mindful awareness can be challenging at first, but with time and patience, it becomes easier. There are several practical techniques you can use to quiet your mental narrative. Mindfulness exercises are particularly effective. These involve focusing your attention on the present moment, often by directing your awareness to your breath or bodily sensations. When thoughts arise, as they inevitably will, you simply notice them and gently return your focus to the present. Meditation practices can also be powerful tools for managing your mental narrative. Regular meditation helps train your mind to be less reactive to thoughts and more grounded in the present moment. There are many different types of meditation, so it's worth exploring to find one that resonates with you. Breathing techniques are another valuable resource. Deep, intentional breathing can help calm your nervous system and bring your attention away from your thoughts. A simple practice is to take slow, deep breaths, counting to 4 as you inhale and to 4 as you exhale. This not only helps quiet the mind, but also reduces stress and anxiety. Redirecting your focus is another effective strategy for managing your mental narrative. Engaging your senses can be a powerful way to bring yourself out of your thoughts and into the present moment. Take a moment to really notice what you can see, hear, smell, taste, and feel. This sensory engagement can help break the cycle of mental chatter. Physical activity is another excellent way to redirect your focus. When you're engaged in movement, whether it's exercise, dance, or even just a walk in nature, your mind naturally becomes more present. The physical sensations and the need to pay attention to your body can provide a welcome break from mental activity. Creative pursuits can also be incredibly helpful in quieting the mental narrative. Activities like painting, writing, playing music, or any form of artistic expression can help channel your mental energy in a positive direction. These activities often induce a state of flow, where you become fully absorbed in what you're doing, leaving little room for intrusive thoughts. As you work on quieting your existing mental narrative, it's also important to cultivate new, more positive thought patterns. Positive self-talk is a powerful tool in this regard. This involves consciously choosing to speak to yourself with kindness and encouragement. Instead of criticizing yourself, try to offer yourself the same support and understanding you would give to a good friend. Gratitude practices can significantly shift your mental narrative in a positive direction. Regularly taking time to acknowledge and appreciate the good things in your life, no matter how small, can help counteract negative thought patterns. You might try keeping a gratitude journal or simply taking a few moments each day to mentally list things you're thankful for. Affirmations can also be helpful in reshaping your mental narrative. These are positive statements that you repeat to yourself regularly. For example, you might use affirmations like "I am capable and strong," or "I trust in my ability to handle challenges." While it might feel awkward at first, consistent use of affirmations can help rewire your thought patterns over time. Self-compassion plays a crucial role in managing your mental narrative. This involves treating yourself with the same kindness and understanding that you would offer to a loved one. It's about accepting your imperfections and recognizing that making mistakes is a normal part of being human. Practicing self-compassion means being gentle with yourself when you stumble or fall short of your expectations. Instead of harsh self-criticism, try to offer yourself words of comfort and encouragement. Remember that everyone faces challenges and setbacks, and being kind to yourself in these moments can help reduce the negative impact of your mental narrative. Building a supportive environment is another important aspect of managing your mental narrative. This involves surrounding yourself with positive influences. Seek out relationships with people who uplift and encourage you. Engage with content, books, podcasts, videos that promote positivity and personal growth. Equally important is limiting your exposure to negative inputs. This might mean reducing time spent on social media, being selective about the news you consume, or distancing yourself from relationships that consistently bring you down. Remember, what you consistently expose yourself to has a significant impact on your mental narrative. Consistency and patience are key in this process of quieting your mental narrative. It's important to make small, daily changes rather than expecting overnight transformation. Each time you practice mindfulness, engage in positive self-talk, or choose a thought-free activity, you're making progress. Celebrate your progress, no matter how small it may seem. Recognize that changing long-standing thought patterns takes time and effort. Be patient with yourself and acknowledge every step forward, no matter how tiny. It's the accumulation of these small changes that leads to significant transformation over time. As you learn to quiet your mental narrative, you'll likely notice a number of benefits. One of the most significant is improved focus and productivity. When your mind isn't constantly buzzing with unrelated thoughts, you're able to give your full attention to the task at hand. This can lead to better performance at work or school and a greater sense of accomplishment in your daily life. You may also notice enhanced relationships. When you're not caught up in your own mental chatter, you're able to be more present and attentive in your interactions with others. This can lead to deeper connections and more meaningful conversations. Perhaps the most profound benefit is a greater sense of peace and contentment. As your mind becomes quieter, you may find yourself feeling more at ease in your daily life. You might experience more moments of joy and appreciation for the simple things. This inner calm can have a ripple effect, positively impacting all areas of your life. In closing, remember that learning to quiet your mental narrative is a journey. It's not about completely silencing your thoughts. That's not possible or even desirable. Rather, it's about developing a healthier relationship with your thoughts, where you're able to observe them without getting caught up in them. Start small. Choose one technique that resonates with you and try incorporating it into your daily routine. Maybe it's a few minutes of mindfulness practice in the morning, or perhaps it's consciously engaging in positive self-talk throughout the day. Whatever you choose, approach it with curiosity and openness. Remember that you have the power to shape your mental landscape. Your thoughts don't have to control you. With practice and patience, you can learn to quiet the mental chatter and create more space for peace, clarity, and presence in your life. The potential for growth and change is within you. By taking steps to manage your mental narrative, you're opening yourself up to a more peaceful, focused, and fulfilling life. It's a process, and it takes time, but the benefits are well worth the effort. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of how to remove the mental narrative. We hope you found this information helpful and inspiring. Remember, every step you take towards quieting your mind is a step towards a more peaceful and fulfilling life. You have the power to reshape your mental landscape, one thought at a time.